Chronicler! 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 You are hereby beckoned to write the glorious rhyme of King Harold II. Tonight, your king is a ghastly spectre, yet once I was a greater warrior than Achilles or Hector. Here is what I am praying for. An Anglo-Saxon epic which will rip and roar, louder than that sorry saga of the Trojan War, and with far more gore. But I shall splash so much blood upon the floor that men shall tremble forevermore. There is no time to rest. It is time for me to explain the Norman conquest by uncovering facts everyone seeks about a trio of battles fought in just over 3 weeks. Hastings, Stamford Bridge, and Fulford Gate, which sealed mine and my people's fate. Your king shall disclose what no chronicler in the modern world knows, or so I suppose, that the English of my day never ever spoke in prose. Our Anglo-Saxon times were known as the Great Age of Rhymes, when every conversation was blessed with the beauty of poetic translation. Listen carefully to each lilting phrase, especially those spoken in God's praise, and you will hear the cadence of old England's ways, when our sun had a kinder gaze. Though, as you will learn, it was King Harold who caused our realm to burn. My story unfolds as a mystery play, spoken by the voices which did gently sway through each poetic day, until Duke William the Bastard came to stay, inflicting endless woes and shoving his brutish Norman prose up our every nose. I was born beneath the Venus star, but rebelled against love with my coup d'etat, which allowed me to steal this nation's crown and turn history upside down by becoming a unique and disturbing thing, our first and last commoner king, who married England as choirs did sing, but only 9 months later threw away her ring. During 1066, I swear on my one eye, 5 kings stood beneath our English sky, and 3 of us realized it was time to wave the world a sad goodbye. We went into eternal night, along with a mysterious hairy light which at Easter shone bright, swishing over dark hills and valleys, that notorious comet you know as Halley's. I mean historians, no offense, but too many of them fail to apply common sense. England did not believe invasions would come in 1066. Such talk is fiddlesticks. The Normans had no realistic invasion plans, and the Norse were also rans. Watch your king's lips. The bastard had no fleet of military ships. Now, I know that may be a surprise in view of the hundreds of sails he later sent us at sunrise. But though Normandy was a channel power, only its cavalry made enemies cower. The bastard was inspirational in a land attack, but didn't know a hull from a haystack. When I was born, you must understand, England had recently become a conquered land, and Canute, a Dane ever so grand, ruled our every field and shore of sand. At the time of my birth, there was not an Anglo-Saxon king above the earth. Let me bring the political situation into view, as my mother did what she loved to do, offering me a milky nipple to chew, while humming gay tunes from her childhood in the realms of the runes. I mention her to make it plain that I was both Anglo-Saxon and Anglo-Dane. It is ironic that though I feared Viking swords, my mother was born near Denmark's fjords, and Edith Swanneck, that wife I adored, was the daughter of a Norse lord. Blossom rhymes with bosom, where I was born, twixt the sea and fields of harvested corn, in my family's Wessex manor house, just before dawn, on September's 25th morn, which meant Venus was bright in the sky and watching me with her twinkling eye, as mother's old nurse gave a loud sigh, then cackled this shrill, triumphant cry. Lady, you have a wonderful second son, and he shall be a very powerful one, who rarely fails. For this lad's born under happy Libra's tilted and golden scales, so the future'll be his to weigh every single precious ounce of every glorious day. I went forward, and in a voice noble and tender, begged our enemies to surrender. Norsemen! You have fought with such valor, it would be a crime to send thee to Valhalla. Do not do this suicidal thing. You can grow old with honor outside the corpse's ring. There is no need for more of you to bleed. For I promise every man shall be freed. Hardrada is dead. The gods of war have been fed. So yield. Lay down sword and shield. There was no reply. But as I turned, my brother Tostig gave this haunting cry. Harold! My corpse is yours to recover. But grant a boon to he who loves thee as no other. Name it, O sweet, brave brother. Remember me to mother. His voice gripped our hearts, tugged at every string. Then the Vikings began to sing. Across the ripples of an ivy-laced brook, I cast a long and adoring look, and in love did immediately fall, as Edith's happy voice began to call. My lord, forgive me if your thoughts I do accost, but you seem completely lost. Do not think me rude or harsh, but you are in danger of drowning in yonder marsh. Lady, I said, thy gracious breath saves me from sinking into untimely death, which means you, more beautiful than any flower, command my life every hour, for upon thy breast, fairest petal, old Harold's destiny does now settle.
Harold, it's your mother. Oh, I wish from death you could recover. Anyway, listen everyone. This Rhymes Volume 1 has now been spun, but the saga has barely begun, as will become clear to you in Volume 2, which will be written within a year, providing His Majesty does reappear.
King Harold wishes it known that any errors herein are entirely his own. Chronicler! Ha!
Well done, thank you.
You think this is funny?